and all but a few voted to double down on keeping the government shut down. That is how you know they have been full of it this entire time. Not only did they vote to shut down the government, but today, given the opportunity to pass a bipartisan bill, again, they stuck together and they voted to keep the government shut down. Thankfully, there were a few Democrats that joined us. We passed the legislation, and we expect President Trump to sign it probably before midnight tonight. This is great news because this has been, for the last 42 days, we've seen American citizens, the American workforce, federal employees, the economy suffering as a result of this unnecessary, completely avoidable Schumer shutdown.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
And we're going to forget this Obamacare madness. So with all of that, I just want to tell you the country has never been in better shape. We went through this short-term disaster with the Democrats because they thought it would be good politically. And it's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you very much.
It's 8 a.m. on a Thursday morning. You're watching the MC Too Tall Show. I am your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall. Okay, at the very beginning, you saw a woman that I'm proud to call my congresswoman. She's the congresswoman of my district, Nicole Maliotakis. And Nicole Maliotakis broke it down for you. This was an unnecessary shutdown caused by Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, right? And the bill they signed, which allowed the government to open up again, was the same bill they could have signed back in September. They could have signed this bill back in September, but they didn't. They strategically waited until after Election Day. They waited until after Election Day because they knew there'd be a bunch of sheeple out there in this off-year election year voting Democrat because they're so pissed off at the Republicans. The Republicans have the Senate and the House of Representatives in majority numbers, and they have the presidency. And they believe they're not 100% sure how this works, how many votes were needed to get this bill passed that could have been passed in September, that they ended up passing now. And so they figure, well, you got the majority. It's your fault this shutdown is happening. No, it's Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer's fault for this shutdown. This was the Schumer shutdown. The Schumer shutdown. And make no mistake about it.
Mr. John,
Make no mistake about it.
how are you? Where's the...
The
¿Qué onda?
this shutdown could have been avoided, but they waited till after Election Day, knowing people would retaliate and vote against their own interests by voting against the Republicans all over the country. We're talking about New Jersey governor, a few judges in Pennsylvania, Virginia governor, mayor of New York City, just to name a few. So Curtis Sliwa had to suffer because of Chuck Schumer's shutdown. That's how out of tune your average American voter is, unfortunately. And it's up to people like me to get them up to speed on these things. I know these things, whereas your average Joe Schmo schmuck in the suit doesn't. So I know a thing or two about this. I had my sights on setting. I had my sights set a long time ago on this nation's highest office. I had hopes and aspirations when I was still in elementary school of being President of the United States. And my favorite president at the time was Ronald Reagan. Still one of my favorites, but I believe my all-time favorite now is George Washington. You can't go wrong with number one, but Ronald Reagan's still up there. And in my mind, I believe Donald Trump is on the verge of surpassing Ronald Reagan. Yes, the day will come, I predict, that I will like Donald Trump even more than Reagan. And now, what's disturbing is in this Nicole Maliotakis video, we see all kinds of comments. A lot of it, you can see a lot of comments of praise in there, but they're bringing up the Epstein files. There was one, I couldn't catch it on time, they deleted it. All caps, of course, using the wrong Y-O-U-R for you are, when Y-O-U-R is a possessional word. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E would be the proper your to use. But the misspelled your, followed by the words protecting a pedophile. And it's very disturbing that they have to disrupt Nicole Maliotakis' video for this pettiness, this nonsense, this untruth. How do I know it's an untruth? Donald Trump is as moral as I am. The morality level of Donald Trump and myself are one and the same. Just so you know that. Donald Trump is as moral as I am, and I am as moral as Donald Trump. The morality level is one and the same between us. And think about that when you see me in the streets. If you really think Donald Trump is a sleazy pedo, when you see me in the streets, I dare you to do what you would do to a pedo to me. Because I could tell you I'm not a pedo, and I'm that confident that Donald Trump is not a pedo. Okay? Like I said, the morality level between myself and Donald Trump is one and the same. So, I just want to take that and put that on the record there. Whatever you think of Donald Trump, but don't want to act on it because of that pesky Secret Service and security detail that he has, think of me as Donald Trump without the security detail to protect me from your wrath, whatever that wrath may be. And let me tell you something. Offices that would have been Democrat are Republican now because of me. There are offices that would be held by Democrats if I had nothing to do with that election. That is the kind of power I wield. You might consider me a kingmaker of sorts. You gotta understand, I'm doing the footwork here. I'm not just bitching on the internet all day. Plus, I juggle a regular job. You know what a job is, right? You know what putting in work is, don't you? Ay, ay, ay. And this is why the fanatical left will continue losing. Because I come through, I wield facts, I talk to people in person. Regular individuals, regular Joe Schmoes just like myself. And I explain to them. First I ask them what they want out of life. What benefits them. Right? And then I explain to them who, first of all, if this is reasonable, natural stuff, I explain to them who wants that for them and who doesn't want that for them. And who's out for themselves, who's out for the people.
Me mandó una foto que ahí estaba.
And by simply having that type of discussion with people, either through DMs on the internet or by way of person-to-person, face-to-face conversation, I sway people. I sway people's opinion, and let me tell you something. I'll say it again. There are offices that would have been held by Democrats if not for me, and now they're held by Republicans. I don't even think Nicole Maliotakis knows this, but I went around into public places on foot because I didn't have a vehicle at the time. I had my Chevy Traverse at the time, and it was trash. It was all trash. It was needed a water pump. It needed a freaking alternator, power steering pump. Basically, the whole front of the engine was destroyed on it. So I said, you know what? I can't get this thing repaired because of the Democrats. Let me start getting Republicans in office. And when Max Rose was still an incumbent, I went out there, door to door, public places, where I'd see people I know, some of their friends and stuff, and I would have conversations with them about how important it is to elect a Republican because of the values they have and how it coincides with the neighborhood we live in. And I was able to get Nicole Maliotakis elected. And this is like before They realigned the districts even. And then I got Nicole Maliotakis elected, and then come to realize, wait a minute, it's still Jerry Nadler's district. And I put on my Jack Skellington jacket and set out to campaign against Jerry Nadler, only to find they realigned the districts, and now Nicole Maliotakis is my congresswoman. I proudly voted to re-elect her in 2024. We got to lock our midterms in 2026. I know what I'm talking about. And I get people to vote Republican who would otherwise vote Democrat. So I'm a lot more dangerous to the liberal and the liberal movement than some of these liberals think. So I don't call for violence against me, but if you're the violent type, it would be a strategic move if you're a fanatical liberal to get violent with someone like me. I don't recommend that. I'm not calling for that. I'm not asking for that. But by some miracle, there isn't any bullseye on me. Maybe God is protecting me. Who knows? And that's why I always say to my people, which I will say to you right about now, respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. Boy, was this an informative and educational video now, wasn't it? It's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host that is never gross, MC Too Tall. You be safe out there.